Alright, so Friday, and I have nothing to talk about really. So I'm doing a discussion. Hunter x Hunter discussion. Yeah, no, you don't see that very often, but I love the series, and I wanted to talk about it a bit. Well, first off, I think has to be um it has to be the chairman. You know, the chairman election's going on right now. I'm talking manga here. The anime is way too far behind. I already know what happens. Yada yada. Um, the new the new chairman's gonna be interesting. Part of me wants it to be Leor. It's either Leor or President. It cannot be any other person, or if it has to be like Yu Yu Hakusho at the end. You know, that big tournament. You know, with Ryzen's allies, all the it has to be something like that if that were to happen. But the new chairman either should be Parisian or Leoria, just because then for the foreseeable future you have to have a god. And part of me wants both. And let me explain myself. First, Leoria. Leoria is a badass. You know, no matter he's not the nin fighter like Gon, Killua, or Kurapika, but he's more the brainwise guy who can get it done. And that's what I like about him. And his voting has risen a bit. I mean, he's already in second place. So, um, this arc's getting interesting. I still think there's a couple more chapters to this arc. I'll go four. One to wrap up Killua's story. One for something else, which I'll talk about in a moment. One to get the election going, and then one just overall. One the finale of the election and whatever happens there, and then at least one for Gon's healing. So I'd say 4 to 5. Um, that would be max. 5 would be max, like 4 minimum, just because you know you could wrap it up, but I think want to actually take his time, just because I think he might be marathoning these chapters and then going on hiatus. I don't trust him, okay? I don't trust the guy with the reviews. If that were to happen, I would just do episode reviews. If that gets canceled, fuck on Earth Center. Okay, when it comes back, I'll do it again. So that's an occasionally I'll do something with it. But President would be very interesting because you'd have the villain as chairman. A guy that couldn't be trusted, a guy that could it still could matter in the future. It's kind of like Akianu in One Piece. And I still think President's really strong. Uh, Netero is not. It's not stupid. He's gonna want a strong guy as vice chairman, no matter how much you can sympathize with the weak. I think he's hiding some abilities. There's no way you can be part of these Zodiacs and stand with them if you're not strong enough to hang with them. You know. So there's something about him that I don't think will be wrapped up this. If he doesn't get elected chairman, it's gonna get wrapped up this arc. Him, which could even get longer. But if he does become chairman, I think you could have a future arc doing it, and it wouldn't be the next one. Um, Now, another thing I wanted to discuss was Hunter Alluka. Hunter x Hunter is probably the most depressing shonen I've ever read in my life. It is great, but boy, it's somber. It's never that happy. That the Naruto One Pieces have. It's really pretty somber. And the thing about it is that um, I really like to see it happened, that Luca would die, because the way she's saying, Kill was saying, "Oh, we'll be together forever," and Luca's like, "You can have me forever." It's just not gonna happen the way things are going now, because I just don't see Luca traveling with them. It's not gonna happen, and it's an interesting ability. I thought this arc would go a bit differently. I didn't think it would wrap up with the you know Zodiac stuff. I thought it would be more with the Phantom Troop and Kurapika, and they're trying to find a Nin Remover too. So I thought it'd be the battle to get the Nin Remover and all that, and then that this would be kind of a side thought afterwards to cure Gon. So I thought Gon would be out the story a long time. It doesn't look like much at all, but I, boy, I just can't see her doing that, and I don't know what's going to kill her, but it won't be like, oh, her abilities backfired after she healed Gon, she's gonna die. No, it's gonna be something like Ahsoka just rampaging and going to murder her. That actually could happen. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might actually happen. Just because Ahsoka is Ahsoka. Nobody knows what Ahsoka's about. If you honestly know what Ahsoka's going to do before he does it, god damn it, you're either Tagashi's best friend or psychic. Because he's just that off the wall. And then that's why I love him, because he's just, you can't predict him. Now, going into the future of the story after this arc, assuming there's no hiatus, fingers crossed here, people. I'm not, we're not out of the woods yet. Assuming they do something, I think that, what do you call it, would be, I think you have to deal with the Ryodan. And it's Ryodan and Gira, so there's at least two more arcs. I think there has to be three to wrap up the stuff with Ying. So this could go on 10 years, people. And you think I'm joking, but I'm not. Because the way hiatuses are going, if you have a 60 chapter arc, that'll take 5 years. About 3 years of resting, about 30 chapters each the other years, 5 years. That's if you have a 60 chapter arc. Say you have an 80, another year resting, another 20 chapters, 7 years. More like 100, we could have 9 to 10 years. I'm just saying, people. Um, it took them over 8 years to do 100 chapters, and I mean it sounds like a lot, but when you compare it to every other shonen artist, because I think Naruto was in the 200s at that time, and now it's in the 500s, and Hunter x Hunter is still in the 300s. It makes a big difference. In fact, Hunter x Hunter might have been wrapped up by now. Might have been. I'm still not sure. So, in the future, you have to do one of those. Or you could have somebody new, but you have to have those arcs. I think the Ryodan you have to bring back, because they've been out of the story for a while. I mean, you had that little mini arc, the Ant Saga, and Meteor City, yeah, with them, which was interesting. So, let's talk about the Ryodan. Crollo's going to be back. That has to be one of the things. You have to fill the spots that are missing. Soka's, Hakinada's, New Vogue, and I don't. They're going to be new characters. I don't think they're going to be anybody we know. It's not going to be like the Shishibukai or the Admirals, where, in like One Piece and One Piece respectively, to where they're we might know them. The Ryodan, they're gonna be newer. I mean, I don't think there's. I don't know who it would be, although, because you had Killua something. I don't know. I hate by shonens, so they do that. Or other there. He was one of them. So you still have two spots actually. There'd be two spots you have to fill, and I wouldn't know who they'd be. They're gonna be new characters, I think, because there's no one in the story right now, off the top of my head, that could fill that role. Not really. I mean, it would be very hard to think about it. Um, I also think you have to deal with Gyro, and Gyro, whatever way you say it. I think he's the final guy you have to deal with. He's gonna be a villain. You had that one chapter. He keeps getting mentioned. I don't think he's the final villain. I don't know would be the final villain. Hunter x Hunter. He might be it, but there's too much we don't know about him. The Ryodan, we know the characters, we know the personalities. We know a bit about him. We had a whole arc centered around him, but we really don't know who he is, why he's doing this, what his plan, um, and why was he different than any other ant? Because really, the other ants were just pawns for the king or queen. He was actually this badass that just said, "No, I'm not dealing with shit." So I think you have to have an arc for him in the future. So comment, like, subscribe, guys. What do you think about this in the video? I think Alluka's gonna die. Paris is in could be chairman. I have a gut feeling Leori will do it, but so and I think the next arc will be about the Ryodan, and that we could have another 10 years of Hunter x Hunter with the way things are looking. So comment, like, subscribe, guys. I'll see you another time for another something. Probably tomorrow for a One Piece Hunter x Hunter review.